COVID and everything that's going on, and I'm just glad to be courtside with you for a Big South game. This will be fun.
USC Upstate controls the early possession. Pass ahead to Logan, and she'll get us underway with the two-point layup. We check out the starting lineup for North Carolina A&T. Watch out for the Syracuse transfer, Faith Blackstone, averaging 3 points a game this season. She's been playing very well lately. Travel called on the pass inside. That's against Shannon Scott. We mentioned in the open, she's missed the last couple of games. Huge for this A&T team to have her back.
Yeah, they couldn't wait to get her back. Transfer from Georgia Tech, preseason all-conference player, and they need a big game from her today.
Shella Watson, we didn't mention her in the open. She is the team leader in points scored this year for USC Upstate, just under 13 a game. Her and Rachel Rose forming one of the more formidable duos in the Big South. Contrasting styles from both of these teams. Ralph, A&T, we've mentioned, they want to push the pace. USC Upstate, they want to slow things down.
Well, and A&T wants to create offense with their defense, and Upstate, as you see, they're going to work the ball around. They want 5 people to touch. There's a nice drive right there.
Rose misses the runner, but an offensive rebound by Coleman underneath gives the Spartans a chance to reset. Here's Logan, gets to the basket. Pull-up jumper is good. Jada Logan off to a hot start for the Spartans.
And you see Upstate right off the bat using the high ball screen to get into the paint. Good execution right there.
North Carolina A&T coming off of a shutdown due to health and safety protocols. They haven't played since the 1st of January. That game, a loss against Hampton. Their coach told us that it was just good to get back practicing with each other. They go inside. Harris loses it. Upstate gets the basketball. Rachel Rose quickly pushing it ahead. Rachel Rose now with the ball, and she is putting up Conference Freshman of the Year type numbers this year. The freshman out of Pennsylvania, off to a fantastic start to her career.
Yeah, and she does so many things well. She also takes care of the basketball. She gets shots for other people, and oh, by the way, she shoots 51% from the three-point line.
Shella Watson, closely guarded pull-up jumper will miss, but Watson will get her own rebound. Couple of early offensive rebounds for the Spartans.
Well, and that's going to, if they can get second possessions that way, that'll be huge for this Upstate team.
Rose drives, it goes off her thigh and out of bounds as North Carolina A&T takes over. Both teams off to a early start, really trying to figure things out here early on, particularly for North Carolina A&T, having not played in that 15-day period, trying to shake some of that rust off.
Yeah, and you just don't know how they're going to come out of the shoots right off the bat. There's a nice offensive rebound there for a bucket.
Blackstone, she's coming off of a career-high 13 points in 34 minutes in that game against Hampton to start the new year.
Noah, even though Upstate doesn't want to run and gun with A&T, they're still very aggressive. They'll take open shots as soon as they can get them. I love the way they play.
Coleman set the screen, rolled, but the pass turned over. North Carolina A&T ahead of the pack, and it'll lead to a turnover, something the Aggies have struggled with this year, averaging over 22 turnovers per game. North Carolina A&T coached by Terrell Robinson. Robinson in his 11th season, and he told us before this game he needed his starters to play well here, get this team going, particularly after that lengthy layoff.
Yeah, and again, they're just so, you want as a coach to know how your kids are going to play, and because they haven't played in so long, and they may not have had everybody even at practice together. So this will be a learning stretch for them, and you just hope everybody shows up and is ready to roll.
Rachel Rose brings it across the midcourt line. Rose averaging over 12 points a game this season, but that goes along with 4 rebounds a contest, almost 4 assists. She's been stuffing the stat sheet. Coleman has that shot blocked inside. Upstate keeps the basketball.
And you always have to be careful right now with an out-of-bounds player. When a good shooter like Rose takes the ball out of bounds, she may throw it in, but then get a screen and try and get it to her. There she sets the screen.
There's Harness from the wing. She'll miss, scramble underneath. They're going to give the basketball to the Aggies. Harness, the best three-point shooter on this team, missing her first opportunity. Good early action from both teams. You've seen that clash of styles here early on from both squads, Ralph.
Well, and really neither team has been able to get really untracked in exactly what they want to do. And there's a nice jumper right there.
Pull-up jumper by Harris goes down. She's second on this team with 10 points a game. The transfer from Charlotte, off to a good start to her career, averaged over 10 points a game last year. Travel called on Harness in the short corner. Becky Burke, in her second season at USC Upstate, has this team firing on all cylinders. 9 wins, off to their best start since 2004. But Ralph, she mentioned that this team needed to handle the pressure today, and we've seen that affect them a little bit early.
Well, absolutely, and A&T does a nice job, especially pressuring the ball, and that's where good defense starts.
Great pass inside by Dorsey, but Watson able to tip that one out of the hands of Harris. North Carolina A&T, though, maintaining possession more on Harris, an all-conference player in Conference USA just a season ago. A big get for this new-look Aggies squad. A pull-up jumper misses. And Rose quickly into the front court.
And really good job of getting back by A&T.
Foul going to go against Jordan Dorsey. That'll be her first foul. USC Upstate will get the ball underneath the basket, and as we mentioned, this Upstate team exceeding expectations so far this season. They've been fantastic to begin the year, 9-4 coming into this contest. The last time they had this many wins through 13 games was all the way back in the 2004 season.
Well, Coach Burke's done a great job. They love having her here, and she's going to do big things here. In fact, she's already doing it.
Sloppy pass picked off as Tucker brings it into the front court. Pull-up jumper now by Darks. Misses everything. Boy. Great pass there as Jada Logan has an early 6 points on the assist by Rose.
Yeah, nice play by Rose because they had to get out to her. She pump faked, then drew the defense, dropped a dime. Really good play.
Three-pointer on the way. Harris got a hand on the miss, but Logan comes up with the rebound, and that was a point of emphasis all week long for the Spartans. They needed to rebound the basketball against a very athletic Aggie squad.
Well, and rebounding's been a problem for this Upstate team. They've got a negative rebound margin, so they've got to hold their own on the boards today.
Ralph, and we're going to actually step away. USC Upstate leading 6-4 at our first. Upstate. Ralph, she's come in and changed the culture here for the Spartans.
Well, and she looks like she could still play, and she was a great player at Louisville, and she's brought that competitive fire to this team. They were picked 10th in the preseason, and right now they're playing as well as anybody in the league.
Upstate leading by 2 here at the first media timeout. And as we went to break, Ralph, you were talking about rebounding, and this has been an Upstate team that struggled with that a bit this season, that negative rebounding margin. As a team, how do you get better at that?
Well, and rebounding is mostly about want to, and you got to have the mindset that we play defense until we get the ball. So everybody's got to block out, and if I can't get the rebound, I got to make sure the person I'm guarding can't get it either.
Shannon Scott picks up the foul, and that'll put Jada Logan at the free throw line. Logan, 6 early points to pace USC Upstate back at the free throw line, where on the season she shoots about 50%. She'll make the first, and Logan off to a fantastic start here this afternoon.
Yeah, she's really important to this team, and as she continues to improve her free throw percentage, that'll make her even better, because you got to be accountable to your team and go to the line and knock them down.
Logan makes one of two. Sean Kelly Darks into the ball game for Terrell Robinson running the point. She was the starting point guard early on this year, lost that job. As we see Kiana Adderton miss her first shot of the ball game. Rose dishes to Watson in the corner. Watson has that pass deflected, that length of A&T causing some problems for the Spartans. Pass inside. Here's an easy finish now as Demaya Tucker picks up her first two of the ball game.
Yeah, Noah, you talked about their length there. They got the steal and then the run out. So good example of creating some offense with their defense.
Dakota McCann now in running the point guard duties. Dishes to Watson, three on the way. No good, rebound by Darks. And as we've told you, North Carolina A&T, as soon as they get that rebound, they love to push it up the court.
They do, and in fact, 3 Upstate players were already back, so they're only going to 2 to the boards. And that's something that we can take a look at to see if Coach Burke changes that.
Walton's pull-up jumper misses and goes out of bounds. North Carolina A&T, they've certainly gotten some good looks on offense here early on, but the shots just haven't fallen. And really, if you look at both teams, shooting under 30% at this point of the ball game.
Well, and you know, and for A&T, they're haven't played in a while, you know, and so now game shots are a lot different than practice shots. Even though you think it's the same, it is really not.
Takia Davis sets the hard screen as Watson rolls to the cup. She'll get her first basket to go and Upstate that lead back up to 3.
Nice drive by Watson. Good finish with the left hand.
They front Harris, and that leads to a turnover. Rose, extra pass, McCann. Pump fake, pull-up three-pointer goes down, and that's a huge 3 for Dakota McCann, a player that's been struggling to shoot the 3 ball. This team has to be pleased to see her hit an early one, Ralph.
Yeah, and what I liked about that the most is that they had players turn down open shot, and they get her. She had a nice ball fake, and then buried it. There, they double team inside. Here's the little run out, and you see the nice pass there, ball fake, and she drills it. That's great to see because she's only shooting 19% from three-point line on the year. So everybody likes seeing that if you're an Upstate fan.
Dakota McCann, she struggled this year so far, shooting just that 19%. We look at the outperforming expectations. Becky Burke in her second year now, 9-4 this season. As you mentioned earlier, this team picked to finish 10th, currently 5th, and tied with Campbell for the most victories in the Big South so far this year.
Well, and Becky Burke is a coach. You look at what she's done, and she's won everywhere, and she, I think going into this season, she was a game under 500, but they're getting there, and she's going to build a championship caliber program here.
I asked her assistant coach Candace Wheeler before this game. Those two played together at Louisville, as we see a finish there by Adderton for her first 2 points. But I asked her, I said, what's Becky Burke like as a coach? And she said the same exact way that she was as a player, a very fiery person, and this Upstate team has thrived under that.
Well, and sometimes that's exactly what you need. You need somebody that's going to light a fire under everybody, and this team has answered that challenge, and really they're fun to watch.
McCann's second three-pointer was off the mark there, and she's a player that shot 29% last year. There's been a lot of hard conversations with McCann this year. A new role, as we see a running layup missed inside by Tucker, but McCann, they really feel like she's on the other end of some of those shooting slumps, and maybe that early three-pointer will be what she needs this evening, Ralph.
Well, and you got to hope, and you know, and she had the confidence to shoot the next one, missed it, but she'll bounce back.
Harris running the court, but that was Takia Davis who got back. Davis didn't play in the team's last game on Wednesday against High Point. Last time she was on the court was against Kentucky. Great defense right there by Davis.
Well, and really good hustle back, too, because, you know, A&T they could play with a 10-second shot clock and have plenty of time left. So defensive transition, huge for Upstate today.
Ralph, you've done coaching, and it's hustle plays like that as a coach you just love to see.
Absolutely. Well, and if you want to win games, you got to do that. And so when the and you know, A&T is more athletic than Upstate. So how does Upstate defend that? You got to have 5 people just playing their tails off all game long.
Fed inside, Harris goes to work, and she'll finish through the contact. Harris coming off of a season-high 16 points in their last game against Hampton.
And that was a tough shot. She had 2 people on her. She didn't put the ball on the floor, which was wise, and muscled it up there.
Back and forth battle here early on. Upstate is led by as many as 3. That one off the arms of Davis. A missed opportunity there by the Spartans.
Yeah, Dakota McCon, nice little no-look pass to the teammate, but they couldn't handle it.
Couple of substitutions now coming in for Terrell Robinson, a 179 and 101 record in his time at North Carolina A&T, 7-time MEAC champion. He said this season has been one of the more challenging ones. A lot of new pieces, we talked about that earlier, 10 newcomers, 7 transfers, kind of trying to instill that winning culture into this program again.
Well, and he'll do it. But again, in a year like this, that what we're going through, when you don't even know who's coming to practice today, all the different testing protocols, and they'll figure it out. He's a winner, and he's won before, and you know, the MEAC is a good league, but so is the Big South, and he's a tested tough guy, so he'll figure it out.
We saw in that replay a second ago, one thing that Upstate has done a good job, they're double teaming the post in Harris, 1 in front, 1 behind. They're making it very difficult on her.
Well, and they're doing that on the catch. Some teams double team when the post player will put it on the floor. Sometimes they do it on the catch. But one thing that I really like about Harris, she keeps the ball high and doesn't put it on the floor if she doesn't need to, so she may still be able to score like she did the first time when she was doubled.
Rachel Rose going to head to the free throw line, and I believe we've had a technical foul assessed here. Rose will knock down the first free throw, give Upstate a 3-point lead. Rose on the season, a 76% free throw shooter. She'll knock them both down. Some quick clarification there with our officials. A technical was assessed on that play to Jasmine Harris. Perhaps some frustration, those double teams maybe getting to her a little bit.
Well, and she was yakking a little bit earlier in the game too, when a foul wasn't called. But you know, she's got to learn to play and zip it.
Good man defense by the Aggies. Logan, who has 7 points early, misses a shot, gets it back. And now Watson gonna get called for the offensive foul. Chella Watson picking up foul number 1. USC Upstate off to a good start in this basketball game, now shooting 33% from the floor. We mentioned rebounding was going to be a key. They lead that category 12-8. At the end of 1 quarter, USC Upstate leads by 4 here in Spartanburg.
Game on.
(14-10) the score, and we take a look at North Carolina A&T. They got off to an 0-6 start this season, but they played some blue bloods. Number 1 South Carolina, number 21 North Carolina. They've won 3 of their last 5 games, but they haven't played since January 1st. You've seen some rust here early on, Ralph, but certainly they played good basketball.
Yeah, they have. They're a good team, and I think they'll figure it out. And you know, all those really tough games early in the season will help them. They just need to hang in there right now and get back to the routine of playing.
Dorsey pass out to the wing. Now they find Nelson. Good ball movement by the Aggies. Good pass inside as Blackstone finishes with the right.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Blackstone. Nice little ball fake, and the transfer from Syracuse got an easy one.
This North Carolina A&T team playing in their first season in the Big South Conference. They came over from the MEAC, where they had dominated for many years. Just the second ever meeting between these two programs. The last took place all the way back in 2007 up in Greensboro. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Watson got to the basket but missed the running layup.
And you see how quickly A&T gets down the floor.
Nelson has that pass taken away as Watson comes up with the steal. Jella Watson averages just under a steal per game this year. Turnovers have certainly been an issue all season long for this North Carolina A&T team. Already with 6. Here's McCon. And 1.
The hard way. I like McCon. I think they
Actually going to be an offensive foul called. Got a bit of ahead of ourselves.
Well, it's still a good play, and she's feisty and did a nice job to control the ball and finish a tough shot, but got called for it. So
McCon has certainly looked a lot more aggressive today. She didn't play in that game against High Point on Wednesday. It was the first missed game all season long for McCon. She's been in that shooting slump that we mentioned, but certainly has been very aggressive here today.
Yeah, she sure has, and Upstate now playing a little zone. Get the steal.
Nice job, use of hands there by Logan. Here's Watson ahead of the pack, dumps it off, and Rachel Rose gets the runner to go. 4 points now for the freshman guard out of Scranton, Pennsylvania.
And A&T known for up-tempo, but Upstate doing a nice job pushing it up the floor, getting some easy ones.
McCon now picking up her second foul. Perhaps a wise foul there. You could see the Spartans lagging behind the Aggies a little bit on that transition.
Well, and often a team that is so good at running like A&T isn't that good at getting back and playing defense and defensive transition. Let's see how it unfolds today.
Bullet pass by McNeil to the corner. Shot clock under 10. McNeil drives, has that one blocked by Davis as Logan comes up with the basketball. McCon rolls, kicks, Watson for 3.
Really nice, great penetrating pitch by McCon for Watson.
Ralph, we've seen some fantastic ball movement from both teams here early on this afternoon.
Yeah, we have, and you know, I think still A&T getting, you can tell that they haven't played, and it's different. Game time is different than practice, but you know, I think they get their second win, they'll be okay. There's a nice play.
Dorsey darts to the cup and finishes, and this is an Upstate team. They play good defense. 9 games this year, they've allowed less than 55 points, and so certainly that's no fun for a team that hasn't played in 15 days.
And you're right, and they're doing a good job on the boards too, especially Jada Logan. She's already got 6 rebounds.
Logan, one of the guards on this team, leads the team in that category rebounding as McCon's latest three-pointer rims in and out. 5-point lead for the Spartans, the largest this lead has been. Nelson drives to the basket, finishes off the glass, count it. Watson will head to the free throw line. Rather, Nelson will head to the free throw line.
Well, and A&T has scored several times by getting the ball to the post at the free throw line. Harris got it there a couple times, and then she's good enough. We're talking about Nelson to put her on the floor and get to the glass.
Second foul there on Takia Davis, the freshman out of Calhoun, Georgia. Put Shaylin Nelson, who hails from Goose Creek, South Carolina, at the free throw line. She'll miss. Ralph, I'm confused. Did she make that shot? I thought she did.
Yeah, had a lane violation.
Okay, that makes sense. So we'll do it over again. Nelson on the second opportunity gets the free throw to go. Jasmine Harris back into the basketball game. Harris went to the bench after picking up her first foul, a technical foul early on.
And we've seen Coach Robinson from A&T shuffling, especially his post players, in and out, and you got to get back in the game shape. So he's probably going to keep doing that until they're ready.
I spoke with Coach Robinson earlier this week, and he said we haven't even all practiced together in a while, and so getting back into game shape. Expect to see a lot of players today.
Yeah, and it's really hard to get back in game shape too when you haven't been playing, because coaches really struggle with, you don't know. You push them really hard, and then their legs aren't ready, you know, or do you are you willing to gradually let them get back in to playing shape? And when you're going through that problem, and it's conference games, you're playing for keeps, so that's really a tough decision for coaches.
Pass to the wing. Here's Blackstone for three. Off the iron and into the hands of Logan, and I think something that oftentimes goes unthought about. All of these teams restarted school this week as well. Here's Rose now. Her three-pointer goes in and out. Scramble underneath, but Harris ultimately controls. Sean Kelly Darks trips and goes down. Another turnover for the Aggies, now 9 in the basketball game.
And Noah, you mentioned that Coach Robinson was going to play a lot of players, and you see just about every dead ball, he's bringing in new players, and really I like that. That means that everybody's got to be ready to play. Everybody's got to pay attention, whether they're on the court or on the bench, and it's going to take everybody to come out of here with a W today.
North Carolina A&T was in that full court pressure, and that was something that Becky Burke and this squad practiced a lot against in shoot-around earlier today. Here's Coleman now, gets to the basket and draws the contact. Second foul on Harris is going to put Molly Coleman at the line.
And I bet, based on a scouting report that Coach Burke gave him, anytime a post player can catch the ball and drive it against Harris, I think they probably were told to do that, because it's tough for her to guard players on the perimeter when they put it on the floor.
Well, and Becky Burke told us they felt like Harris was one of the bigger advantages for North Carolina A&T. You drive the basketball at her, she picks up a couple of fouls, you take away that advantage.
Yeah, and a lot of post players are not good at guarding the ball on the perimeter. So if you have a post player that can play in space and catch it and face up and put it on the floor, that's hard for a lot of post players to guard. They're not used to moving their feet in space and trying to cut the dribbler off.
Coleman goes 1 of 2, a foul called underneath. A 3-point basketball game here with 5 minutes to go in quarter number 2. Our next stoppage will take us to a media break.
And Noah, we've talked about the struggles for A&T, and they're only down 3 with 5 to go in the half. So really, they're in good shape. Nice play.
Adderton, beautiful pass inside as Shannon Scott picks up her first points of the afternoon.
And a nice pass by Adderton. Really good play.
Rachel Rose, the star freshman. She's 12th in points per game this year in the Big South Conference, running the offense. They dump it off. Here's Markham. She'll miss. Ball batted around. Ultimately controlled by the Aggies. And that will take us to our next media stoppage. Upstate leading by 1 at the break here midway through quarter number 2. Locked into a 1-point battle, and North Carolina A&T shooting particularly well from the field, almost 50% here midway through quarter number 2, Ralph.
Well, and most of those are points in the paint, so they're at closer range. They've outscored Upstate 14-8 in the paint, and they're doing a good job of getting the ball to Harris.
There has been some turnover troubles for the Aggies. They turn it over again, but Watson unable to finish the runner. Good defense, but not able to convert on offense.
Yeah, they'd like to have that one again. That's a bucket they need to make.
Scott pass inside, Tucker, great look, and they find Adderton again underneath the basket. And North Carolina A&T has their first lead of the basketball game.
And just like I mentioned with Jasmine Harris, Adderton the same thing. Caught the ball in traffic, didn't put it on the floor, and just went up and scored. That's a good job of coaching and a good job of the players, doing the way they're supposed to do.
Rachel Rose goes and gets the basketball, now finds Harness, three-pointer from the wing, will miss. Scott comes down with the rebound. Scott, as we've seen the Aggies do all game long, quickly pushes the pace. Upstate settling into that 2-3 zone. And a travel going to go against Darks. The 10th, make it 11th turnover of the basketball game for North Carolina A&T.
Yeah, and that's a sign that they haven't been playing. But there's a lot of teams out there averaging, high teens, low 20 turnovers, and that's something that as you get into the conference season, those numbers definitely need to shrink if you want to move up in the standings.
Ralph, do you think that speaks to the change in styles of the game of basketball over the years, more of a run-and-gun style these days?
Well, yeah, it does, and also it changes. I think it's part of the mindset of the players. They've got to value the basketball more. And I'm old school, so you got to take care of the basketball.
Coleman finishes the layup underneath to get up to 3 points. Coleman on the season averaging just under 28 minutes a contest, third on this team. Just over 10 points a game, has 3 early. Pass to the wing now, three-pointer from Walton will go down. Jasmine Walton gets on the score sheet, and North Carolina A&T, their largest lead of the ball game.
Boy, and that was really good basketball there. They got it into the post. She turned and looked opposite for the open shot. That's good stuff.
Becky Burke barking out commands for her team out on the court. This is an Upstate team that coming in off of a tough loss against High Point. Turnover now. Darks ahead of the pack, and she'll finish through the contact. Darks gets the layup to go, and North Carolina A&T finding something on offense here in the second quarter.
Yeah, well, and what they're doing a nice job down at this end defensively, and then getting a deflection or a steal and going down to the other end and taking care of business.
With Upstate struggling on offense, you'd love to see Watson take over, and she does just that. Reins in a long three-pointer. Chella Watson, big answer for the Spartans.
Right on cue. You said she needed to, and she did, Noah, and really nice play, and boy, they needed it. Now 1 point game.
Watson, the Cincinnati transfer. And she showed that Becky Burke can bring in some big-time talent. Sat out last year, but having a great start to this year. Another runner inside, this time by Tucker. It goes, and this one turning into a back-and-forth battle here in the first half.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Tucker. Got the ball at the high post and put her on the floor to get to the glass, and she finished.
3-point lead, under a minute to go here in the first half.
Noah, you mentioned the length of the A&T players. I think that's been a factor.
Rose drives, kicks. Here's Harness. She'll miss. Scramble for the basketball.
Good hustle.
3-on-3 basketball the other way. Perhaps Adderton trying to do too much right there, but fortunate for the Aggies, they maintain possession.
Yeah, but you can't get on a player that really for something like that, because she was trying to make the right play. Maybe didn't have the handle on it, so thought she'd get it to an open teammate.
Rob,
but you're right. She should have just scored right there.
You look at the score right now, very tight, and that's something that maybe you say advantage USC Upstate in a defensive battle, but now Scott will finish the runner. 4 points now for Shannon Scott. Her team leads by 5.
Well, and really great second period by A&T, and Upstate's a little out of sync offensively, and the pressure defense and the length of the A&T players is a factor.
3 seconds on the game clock. Neither team gonna get a shot off, and that is gonna take us to halftime here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. North Carolina A&T riding a big second quarter to a 5-point lead at the break.
Early in the conference season, it is going to be packed, but Campbell, coached by Ronnie Fisher, one of the best coaches in this league. Doesn't surprise me that he had a good win. He used to be the coach at Presbyterian. He's done a great job at Campbell.
USC Upstate and Campbell came in tied today with 9 wins apiece. That would be the 10th win of the season for Campbell. Upstate trying to get to that 10-win mark. It would be the earliest in a season they've done that since before 2004. This USC Upstate team, though, trailing at the half, and give North Carolina A&T so much credit. It's been 15 days since they've played a game, and even more so since they've all played together in a game. Yeah. They've certainly played well here early on. That rust has certainly been shaken off already.
Well, it took them a quarter to do it. So in that second quarter, they outscored Upstate 20-11 and really hit their stride, started to play well, started to use their length defensively and get deflections and get some easy ones. And here's a half-court trap. I like it.
An interesting wrinkle that we haven't seen a lot. Here's Watson, hit a three-pointer earlier. She'll miss. Who'd that one go off of? They're going to say it went off the hands of Coleman. North Carolina A&T with the basketball. And I mentioned as we were off air, one of the biggest things that changed in that second quarter, A&T started to rebound the basketball better.
They did, and they're capable of doing that, and that's a big part of their game. And I loved what they did coming out of the locker room and throwing the half-court trap. Often, well-coached teams will throw something at you that you didn't see in the first half, similar to changing defenses after timeouts.
Lazy pass inside by Scott, deflected out, but A&T keeps the basketball. 5-point lead for the Aggies, the largest it's been. USC Upstate got off to an early lead in this basketball game, but it's been the strong shooting of A&T, 8 for their last 9, that has them in the driver's seat. Harris missed it, got it back. Now Logan with the rebound. And look for Upstate. They got ahead of themselves a lot in that first half, maybe to try to slow things down into the half court.
Well, it's hard to slow things down when the ball is pressured hard, the length of A&T, and they get in the passing lanes. See what they can do here.
Coleman goes to work in the post. Her hook shot off the glass misses. Scott now brings it ahead. Shannon Scott, a fairly quiet first half by her standards, just 4 points. All MEAC last year as she gets the ball inside. Harris gets another layup to go.
Good, really good job by A&T, and I can see why they were picked so high in the preseason. They've got good guard play, they've got good length, got a good inside game. I really like the way they play defensively. They're fun to watch.
On second look, they're going to give that basket to Dorsey, and now Scott into double figures with 10 as she gets the runner to go.
Boy, and that was important. They really needed that.
You get a good play on offense. Now you could use a stop on defense. Here's Dorsey, drives, gets inside. That one going to stay with the Aggies, but more good pressure inside on Harris, and Upstate was able to frustrate her in that first half. Ralph picked up that technical foul, had a couple of fouls, but Coach Robinson showing a lot of faith, putting her back out here early in the second quarter.
Well,
make it third.
Yeah, they're inside oriented, so they're always going to try and get the ball inside or go high-low, get the ball to the high post.
Swatted by Coleman. Here's Logan with the left. She'll finish. Jada Logan hot early, gets it going here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I like Logan. She's a good player at both ends and rebounds well. She's an important player to this team.
Adderton knocks it down. Big three-pointer for the Aggies.
Boy, no kidding. You know, she's a 33% shooter. She's got length too, and so it's going to be hard to get up and challenge her, and Upstate's got to do a good job of getting to the three-point shooters on the catch.
This is an Upstate team that gave up 17 three-pointers on Wednesday. Watson will head to the free throw line. The foul going to go against Shannon Scott. It'll be her second. And that's what you want to see for Upstate. Drive the basketball, create extra opportunities.
Well, and Chella Watson is good at putting the ball on the floor. She already scored once, and they cleared the side for her, and goes up. Now she goes to the line.
Watson coming off her second 20-point game of the season against High Point. We take a look at some of the stats now for USC Upstate. It's been a great season for them so far. Watson knocks it down, and Upstate back within 5. 7 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Upstate led early. North Carolina A&T got right back into the basketball game, led at the half, and now clinging to a second half lead is Dorsey. Gets the pretzeling layup to go.
Well, nice play, and had the nice pass from Harris, and A&T starting to get their game mojo. I think the rust is off, and now they're ready to play.
Coleman working hard inside, dumps it off to Logan, and now Logan with some space. Pull-up jumper misses. Scramble underneath as Harris ultimately snares the board.
That's good basketball right there. Great job of getting the ball down the floor and getting it inside to Adderton. And boy, Adderton can score inside and outside. What a nice player.
Adderton, the Division II transfer from Francis Marion, was first team in the Peach Belt back in 2019. Coming off of a season high against Hampton 15 days ago, where she had 18, up to 9 in the contest. Here's McCon, lengthy three-pointer will miss. It goes off the iron and out of bounds, and you saw Watson running back already. She would have been in perfect position for the rebound.
Well, and that it's, they've talked so much about getting back on defense, and a couple times in the first half I mentioned shot went up and they had 3 players going back because A&T is so good at getting the ball down the court. So that might be one adjustment that Coach Burke has to talk about next time out, is maybe we need more people on the glass.
8-point lead for the Aggies. A chance to get it into double figures. They kick to the wing. Here's a three-pointer by Adderton. She'll miss. An opportunity here now perhaps for Upstate to slow things down. Logan nearly lost it. Instead, throws it away, but it's Watson who gets it right back. Watson to the basket, and she'll finish. Chella Watson doing it all on offense for the Spartans.
She is, and she has scored 2 layups in this half from the left side with her right hand, and that time right side with her left hand.
Very difficult guard to guard is Chella Watson. One of the most talented scorers in the Big South, 9th this season. Great pass inside. Here's Blackstone. It'll be tipped out of bounds.
Yeah, good idea by Harris there. And what happens when they bring Harris to the high post, the paint is empty. And so that's a good opportunity for cutters down the lane, and she looked for one there.
North Carolina A&T, they've taken just 7 three-point field goals, but 18 for 31 in the contest. Ralph shooting 58%. That'd be a season high. They've been shooting the rock very well this afternoon.
They have, and again, most of those inside in the paint where they are really good.
In stark contrast to that game on Wednesday here inside the GB Hodge Center that saw High Point knock down 17 three-pointers. Jumper now missed by Darks. An opportunity for Upstate to get back within 5 with a made basket. Here's McCon, drives it Harris, kicks to the wing. We haven't heard Rose's name in a while. She'll shoot the 3, misses, but sneak attack. Rose now mismatch, drives inside. They get it to Coleman, and she'll miss with the left.
Boy, they had 2 really good opportunities there. Still good basketball, but you got to finish.
Harris with the mismatch, and she'll get the jumper to go. 39-33 as Harris gets it to go. And we're going to step away. North Carolina A&T building on a 5-point lead at half. They lead by 8 midway through quarter number 3. Upstate leading by 8 here midway through quarter number 3. And Ralph, you mentioned it at half. They've spread out the offense. 9 players have scored. None of their players have had over 7 points tonight.
Yeah, and you know, and that's by design, really. Coach Robinson playing a lot of people, trying to get them back in game shape, and really all players have answered the bell. They're all doing a good job, and I love the way they play. Here's good pressure on the ball. Look at the length. Everybody with their hands ready. This is a good team. Their record is not good, but they played so many tough games early. They're finally starting to get in their groove here.
Logan has that shot blocked. She was hot early to start the basketball game, but's gone quiet since. An opportunity here for a double-digit lead with a made basket. We're going to get a foul underneath. Just the 3rd team foul on Upstate. The Aggies will get the basketball underneath. This Aggies team shooting the rock extremely well. The 57% at this venture would be a new season high.
Well, and what they're doing also, they're taking really good shots. They drive it hard. There's a wide open 3 off the penetrating pitch.
The 3 by Tucker airballed. The Aggies get it back, and perhaps North Carolina A&T giving Upstate some of their own medicine. Upstate all year long, they shoot it at an extremely high clip, top 20 in the nation, and it's because they take good shots, and that's what A&T's done today.
Well, and that's efficient offense. You know, when you want to move the ball, move people, you want to take good shots, and those shots need to be taken by the people that you want to take those shots, and then hopefully some of those shots lead to fouls and getting you to the foul line.
Rose draws the foul. It'll be 2 on Rachel Rose. She's been quiet, just 4 points in the contest. We told you in the open, coming in, putting up conference freshman of the year type numbers. But Ben's quiet for most of the afternoon. Here's Scott now, drives inside. Offensive foul as Jada Logan steps in front.
Great job by Logan. Really good team defense right there. They had pressure on the ball the entire possession. Everybody was in the right place. Then the ball gets into the lane, and great job of stepping in there and taking the charge.
An unselfish play by Jada Logan, who has 9 points in the basketball game. Can Upstate ride the momentum of that offensive foul, perhaps, to get back into this contest? Takia Davis sets the screen for Watson, nearly lost it, but McCann retrieves.
Still good defense by A&T. There was the ball screen, and then help was right behind it.
5 seconds on the shot clock. McCann inside,
Wow.
And she gets the runner to go.
And how did she do that? She went into the land of the big trees and somehow got it up there cleanly.
McCann at just 5'5". Went in there, went up against Harris and got the layup to go. Harris now, pull-up jumper from the free throw line, making it look easy. Jasmine Harris now with 9 points.
She's a good player, and you know, when she steps up to the high post or mid post and turns and squares up and can score from there, that's a really tough matchup.
Logan gets inside, misses the runner. Watson, though, gets it right back. They kick it out. Here's Rose, and she'll rein in her first three-pointer of the afternoon.
Boy, and they do they need that, and really nice job by Chella Watson to get the rebound, pitch it out to Rose for the 3.
Rachel Rose shooting 52% from behind the three-point arc this season. Hits one of the biggest ones of the ball game. 6-point advantage for the Aggies as we step away. Look at USC Upstate by the numbers. Second in the Big South this year, 67 points per game. They shoot it at an extremely high efficiency. So far today, they haven't been able to get the offense going. Just 38 points so far at this point.
Well, I think give credit to A&T because of their ball pressure and their length and their quickness. It's a tough team to score against.
Rachel Rose, we mentioned that she has been quiet. She hit a big three-pointer as we went to break. McCann trapped, loses the basketball, scramble underneath. We're going to have a tie up the possession arrow in favor of North Carolina A&T. A turnover by USC Upstate, and they've had 10 of those in this basketball game, an uncharacteristically high number for Becky Burke's squad.
Well, and McCann dribbled right into trouble there, and she was trying to make a nice play, but defense was waiting. She got doubled and lost control of it.
Becky Burke told her team during shoot-around today that don't pick up the basketball in a bad spot unless you have a plan. That's what happened with McCann. Here's Harris, just uses her height over Davis. Jasmine Harris, what a player.
Yeah, she's starting to really play, and you see her confidence getting better all game long, and really, and boy, they needed that. Nice job right there by Rose.
Rachel Rose, this team, this Upstate team, 7-1 when she scores double figures. She's at 9, but they're going to need some more from this offense if they hope to walk away with victory number 10.
Well, and Rose might be the one that needs to do it. She's an extremely confident player.
Harris perhaps falling in love with that free throw line jumper, misses the latest. Under a minute to go here in quarter number 3. 6-point Aggies lead. McCann nearly lost it. Now we're going to get a foul called. If it's on Harris, that would be 3. It is on Harris, her 3rd foul of the afternoon.
You know, I think she'll come out, especially near the end of the quarter. That might happen anyway. But you know, Upstate lucky to have possession of the ball there. McCann took it maybe one dribble too far. Needs to stay out of trouble.
Chance to go 2 for 1 if you're the Spartans. Good defense on Watson. Trying to get it into the post for Davis. 7 on the shot clock. Here's McCann, she goes to work. And a blocking foul underneath goes against Nelson. That one looked like it happened in slow motion.
Yeah, and really that bails out Upstate because it was a tough possession there. Here's the drive, does draw the foul, but there was not anywhere for her to go because the defense was there to help.
Shot clock resets to 20, about a 7-second difference between shot and game clock. But an offensive foul on that moving screen by Davis negates the possession for Upstate.
Yeah, and that, you know, sometimes players get called for the moving screen, and it's not their fault. It's because the player with the ball needs to let that player set that screen and be still and then come off it. And sometimes players get excited when the screen is for them and they leave too soon.
6-point lead for the Aggies. Shot clock off, an opportunity to hold for the last shot of the 3rd quarter. Nelson nearly lost it. 7 seconds. They feed it into the post, a turnover, and now a chance for Upstate to get one last basket. But Logan's bullet pass to Rose deflected out of play. And another opportunity for the Aggies with 2.4 seconds remaining here in the 3rd.
But just prior to that turnover, great defense by Logan on Adderton. They isolated Adderton in the post, and Logan stole it.
McNeil shot at the buzzer, off the backboard and off. A 6-point lead for the Aggies. Upstate led from the tip, and then it was A&T that got it going in the 2nd quarter. Back and forth battle in the 3rd. 6-point game as we head to quarter number 4.
Yeah, and you saw the layup by Logan, and I'm really impressed with her. She does a lot of everything, and they're, you know, Upstate's down 6, but they're okay. 10 minutes to go. They're playing at home, and here's the half-court trap. Better be ready for that.
They get it to Logan, and a foul goes against North Carolina A&T. That one looked like it was on Adderton. That was. It'll be the first foul on Adderton. Both of these teams, particularly, though, USC Upstate, they shoot the ball from the free throw line pretty well. 66% on the season. Trying to enter it into the post for Coleman. Nelson fronts Coleman. She gets the jumper to go. Molly Coleman now 5 points. Upstate back within 4.
That's exactly what they needed. That was a set play to get the ball inside, and McCon did a really nice job to get it to her.
Jordan Dorsey's three-pointer in transition misses. Upstate within 4. This game well within the grasps of Becky Burke's squad.
Oh, absolutely, and especially when you score first time down after a intermission between quarters, and now they break the press. See if they can get another easy one.
Logan goes inside, nearly traveled. Somehow able to keep that pivot foot planted. Rose finds Logan, extra pass for Watson. Watson spinning, and she'll draw the contact. 2 early fouls on the Aggies. This one gonna go against Sharika McNeil. Four-point lead, an opportunity here for Upstate to cut into this deficit. Coleman left wide open. She'll just shoot it. And Molly Coleman gets the 2 to go. Upstate back within 2.
Well, and a good job by her to at least catch it, square up, and see what she's got. And nobody guarded her, so she'll take the easy one.
Upstate back within 2, the closest they've been
Nice.
since the second quarter. Pass inside, swatted away, and it's Rachel Rose adding a block to the stat category.
Well, that was a nice play, and they got the ball to Adderton, and then Blackstone cut down the lane, and she was open, but Upstate did a great job to get the deflection. And
Now
then
it
the foul, I guess the foul.
We thought it was a clean block, but they're going to call a foul right there. The fans starting to get into it here at the GB Hodge Center as Blackstone misses the first free throw.
Well, it's good to see folks inside the Eddie and Ann Payne Arena, and the snow and ice is coming, but everybody's having fun right now.
Blackstone goes 1 of 2, 5 points, the lead back to 3. We mentioned this Upstate team, they practiced working against this full court press, just that 2-2-1 press for Terrell Robinson. They love to try to get it to Logan in the middle, and that opens some things up. They get it to Logan, but it leads to a turnover. McNeil, big three-pointer for the Aggies as McNeil gets her first bucket of the contest.
And they're still in the 2-2-1, which usually the middle is open, but A&T with their quickness doing a nice job.
They find Logan, outlet to Watson, and now Upstate settles the pace down. 6-point lead after McNeil's three-pointer a moment ago.
And the beauty about the 2-2-1, it makes you take time off the clock, and now look, 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Rose inside. Coleman's been hot to begin the fourth quarter. She gets another one to go. Molly Coleman now 9 points, and Upstate back within 4.
Boy, really impressive play by Coleman. The senior veteran got a big hoop there.
Upstate nearly forced the turnover. Now the Aggies kind of in a half-court offense. You don't see that a lot. Turnover now, Scott, and it's a foot race the other way. Watson, 16 points now, and it's a 2-point basketball game with just over 7 to go.
Boy, that was huge by Chella Watson. 2-point game now.
Chance of Let's Go Spartans reigning in the arena. Upstate off to their best start since 2003. Jumper by McNeil misses. Battle for the rebound, and it's Dakota McCon who comes away with it. Nearly threw it away. Watson tried to find Rose in the corner, but McNeil came all the way back to pick the pocket.
Yeah, McNeil hustled back, was in the right place at the right time.
Scott looked like she had lost it, but instead a foul goes against Chella Watson. 3 on her, 3 on Rosen Watson, something to watch out for.
Absolutely it is, and they're, you know, one thing I really like about A&T, Noah, is that they've got several players that can attack the basket. Adderton, Blackston, and there we saw Shannon Scott doing her thing, and then you've got Harris inside. Boy, a lot of pieces, a lot of weapons for this A&T team.
Shannon Scott, cool as the other side of the pillow. She gets that one to go. Scott, an 86% free throw shooter. This is not who you want at the free throw line if you're USC Upstate for the rest of this game. She'll hit them both.
Well, and remember, preseason all-conference player, and she's as good as billed.
Precious seconds coming off the shot clock as Upstate just gets it across. 2-2-1 press certainly causing some problems for Becky Burke's squad. McCann, though, from way downtown.
You know, for somebody that has not shot it well, she has played today with great confidence. It was really important for her to hit that first 3 that she hit early in the game, and she continues to really be important for this Upstate team.
McCann led this team in 3-point field goals last year. And Scott gonna head back to the free throw line. McCann leading the team in that category a season ago. Hits a couple today. A lot of confidence from McCann.
Well, that's a play that they've run all game long, and they get the ball up to the high post, then a little back screen with a diagonal cut. It's hard to guard, and because of their length, they've got players that can catch and score from there.
Both of these teams, they shoot free throws in an extremely high clip. A&T now 6 for 7 in the basketball game. Upstate 6 for 8. Both over 75% as Scott again goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe.
Here's the full court pressure. Now man-to-man, not the 2-2-1.
In this man-to-man press, they love to stay in man once Upstate gets it across midcourt. You'll see just that. Here's McCann, closely guarded now by Dorsey. Logan nearly lost it. Jada Logan, pull-up jumper, rolls around the rim and goes down. 11 big points for the junior out of Rutherfordton, North Carolina.
Yeah, one-point game now. Nice dribble handoff, then she took it into the paint and finished. Good play.
Locked into a battle here inside Eddie and Ann Payne Arena. Scott taking over.
Yeah, she's good. She's really good. And like I said before, they've got players with length that they do a really good job of diagonal cuts and then finding the player and just good offense right there.
Rose and Watson have been doing the lion's share of the work on offense. They're going to need more. The Spartans hope to pick up victory number 10. Watson inside, followed from behind. Is that 4 on Harris? Fortunate, though, for the Aggies. That foul does not go on Harris.
Yeah, but it's on Scott, and that's her 4th.
4 fouls now on Shannon Scott, and as we head to the free throw line, we simply ask the question, want to become a Spartan? Apply now for 2022 at upstate.edu. Chella Watson at the free throw line, 16 points today. She had her second 20-point game of the season on Wednesday against High Point. Well on her way to another here, 17 points now for Watson. Upstate within 2. They've been as close as 1 here in the 4th quarter.
Well, and now it's crunch time, 5 minutes to go in the game, and here you wonder, as well as A&T has played and the rust is off, but they haven't won many games this year, and so they haven't played with a lead down the stretch very often, and let's see how they handle it.
A&T, they have spread out the scoring all game long, but in these types of situations, you want to have a go-to player. Here's a shot from Dorsey. She'll miss, and an opportunity here for Upstate to take the lead for the first time since the beginning of quarter number 2. Coleman sets the screen. McCann rolls to the basket and draws the foul on Harris. That will be 4 on Jasmine Harris.
and that's huge. So Harris with 4, Scott with 4, and that's a problem. But A&T has a deep bench. They've been playing a lot of people. Let's see if they can weather it. There's the drive. Harris tried to move her feet, but didn't get there in time.
We are the Spitzer Shuffling Crew, shuffling on down, protecting you.
Make Spitzer Shield your first round selection. It's the MVP in auto protection.
It comes with protection that's worry-free, a lifetime powertrain warranty.
And it's all backed by our Spitzer Shield, featuring a lifetime powertrain warranty.
Unlimited time,
Unlimited miles.
Benefits you all over the field. Shuffle with us in the Spitzer Shield at Spitzer Jeep Ram Motor City.
Bad credit, no credit? Car shopping at Fred Martin Superstore is better, and we'll prove it. We finance your future, not your past. Others say no, we say yes. Get pre-approved online, pick your payment, and take delivery. Get the car you deserve.
Amazon Halo View is the new way to build healthier habits right from your wrist. Easily check your sleep score, step count, and heart rate, plus start live workouts with a tap. And the Halo app includes hundreds of workouts, daily meditations, recipes, and more. You can even measure your body composition and take a movement assessment to better understand your mobility and posture and get a personalized program to improve over time. Halo, one membership, more ways to help you feel your best.
At University
Chella Watson had just 8 points at half, but she's turned it on in a big way here in the third quarter, 10 big points.
Yeah, she's got 18 now, and she's hard to guard. She takes it to the basket hard. She can shoot it. She can score with both hands. She's a good player.
Watson had her second 20-point game of her career against High Point on Wednesday, 18 points in this contest. Upstate a chance to tie here on McConn's second free throw, 9 points, make it 10. Dakota McConn having a season best day. Upstate a chance to tie here on McConn's second free throw, 9 points, make it 10. Dakota McConn having a season best day, and Upstate has retied this basketball game with 4:35 to go.
Well, and McConn only plays, she's averaging 16 minutes a game, and she's played heavy minutes today. Wow.
Big three-pointer there by Dorsey.
And she shot that with confidence. She's a 23% three-point shooter, and she buried that one.
Dorsey, she's always been known for her ball handling skills, a high IQ point guard. Not known for the three-point ball. They kick to McConn. She'll miss, and an opportunity now for the Aggies to build on a three-point advantage. If you're Upstate, desperately in search of another offensive or defensive stop, rather. McNeil skirts by McConn, misses the runner as Coleman snatches
tough
a big
shot.
rebound.
I don't think that's a shot that A&T wanted right there, but.
Rose drives, kicks to Logan. They go to Watson now. High arcing three-pointer misses and lands in the hands of Jordan Dorsey. McConn lays out trying to get to the basketball. Scott got to it first. McNeil from the corner. She'll miss, but another offensive rebound for North Carolina A&T, their third of the basketball game.
And Shannon Scott on the floor 3 minutes ago with 4 fouls. Jasmine Harris on the bench with 4. Look for her to get back in here pretty soon, especially at least at the 2-minute mark.
3 seconds on the shot clock. The shot by Dorsey blocked in a shot clock violation against North Carolina A&T. Big defensive stand there for Becky Burke's squad.
It was, but if the buzzer wouldn't have gone, they had the ball in transition and had numbers. Now A&T is able to set up their full court pressure, so nice break actually for A&T, even though they have the shot clock turnover.
That man press break, and Rose gets right by Blackstone. Rose kicks it out to Watson, and now Watson resets the offense. 3-point lead for the Aggies. Watson off the dribble, give her 20.
And again, she shot from the left side with her right hand. She's really tricky like that and can score with both hands. Boy, what a player.
Don't change the channel. 59-58 with 2:30 to go here on a chilly Saturday in the Upstate. Logan gets the turnover. Turnover starting to pile up now for A&T, 17 in the ball game. Rose up and under, and it goes down.
Wow.
Rachel Rose, a Houdini act.
And how about the confidence of Rachel Rose, a freshman, to take it inside there. Here, Dakota gets it to her, no hesitation, drives it hard, backhanded layup off glass in traffic against Shannon Scott, who's really a player. Wow.
The poise of Rachel Rose, just a freshman. She hails from just 19 miles away from where Becky Burke started, Abington Heights in Pennsylvania. Those two, as Coach Becky Burke told me, locked at the hip. But Rachel Rose playing above her years and certainly putting herself in the conversation for Conference Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, well, and I'm kind of laughing. It's a good thing she made that shot because that was not a good shot. But she's got great courage. She's just a freshman. And again, if you're just tuning in, she's been Big South Freshman of the Week 3 times. And based on plays like that and just the courage that she has, you see why. And also, you got to give Dakota McCon some love because she's doing a really good job of at both ends of the floor and especially getting it to the right people offensively.
Ralph, I mentioned a stat earlier in this broadcast that's looming larger. Upstate 7-1 when Rose scores over 10 points. Their lone loss was Wednesday. Rose now with 11 and another turnover. This one by Dorsey. Upstate a chance to build on a 1-point lead.
And we wondered when Jasmine Harris had come back in. She's in. It's crunch time. 2 minutes to go. Shannon Scott is in also with 4 fouls. But now Upstate with a 1-point lead and see what they do against the full court pressure. They backed off, so it looks like they'll be playing man-to-man.
When I talked to Terrell Robinson earlier this week, he said the one thing that Upstate does well, they play extremely disciplined basketball, and in situations like this, that comes into play. Upstate leading by 1 as we tick under 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
They're really working hard, want to get the ball into Coleman.
10 seconds on the shot clock. They kick to Logan. Logan fouled on the drive. Blackstone picking up her second. Just the third, rather 15 foul on North Carolina A&T, and that's going to put Jada Logan at the free throw line. Great drive there.
Really was, and again, she has struggled from the foul line this year, and so she needs to bury these. But Upstate with a good possession there, and anytime you drive the ball and you can get to the foul line, that's a good possession. But now she's got to finish these.
Logan, a 66% free throw shooter in her career, shooting just 48% this year. Opportunity here to add some crucial points, and Logan will get the first one to go.
And I love Jada Logan. Gosh, and she's from right up the road in Rutherfordton, and good player and does so many good things for this team.
Strong rebound by Adderton as Logan goes 1 of 2. 2-point lead for the Spartans.
They're trying to isolate Harris inside. There she goes. No double. Puts it on the floor. No double team. Great defense by Molly Coleman.
Coleman kept her hands straight up, and Upstate a chance to build on a 2-point lead.
And Noah, that's the first time they haven't doubled Harris. And it worked out okay.
Becky Burke going to call the timeout. She gives the official a high five. Becky Burke was yelling for that timeout and didn't get it. Now gets it a full timeout for the Spartans. And let's talk about this Upstate team. There were times where you thought A&T was going to run away with this basketball game, but their defense has got them back into this contest.
Well, and I want to back up a second. It's the first time I've seen a coach high-five a referee during the game.
Especially this late in the fourth quarter.
No kidding. That was impressive. That was impressive. But, you know, the game's still in the balance. Minute to go. 2-point lead for Upstate. But, you know, the Upstate weathered all the good things that A&T was doing. And again, I mentioned a little bit earlier, A&T not used to winning. You know, they did in the MEAC, but this is a new league, and with all the difficulties of not playing. So there might be doubt in their heads right now, but it's still this is doable, and so I'm excited. This will be a great last minute. Lots to play for here.
Upstate going to have the basketball from the sideline when we come out of the timeout. Ralph, if you're Becky Burke, who are you looking for on this entry pass into play?
Well, first, you got to get the ball in bounds. That's the most important thing. In an out-of-bounds situation, that's the only time that there's, the defense outnumbers the offense 5-4. So look for a change in defenses. He might trap, but, they tried to Coach Burke tried to get the ball to Molly Coleman last time down. Let's see if she does that, because Harris has 4 fouls, but now she's out. They've taken her out. And so who will be guarding Coleman? It looks like Adderton is, and she's got some size on her too. But last time they tried to get it to Coleman. Let's see what happens.
They don't put a tall player on Logan, who inbounds the basketball. 61-59 as we tick under a minute to go. Big possession for the Spartans.
There we go, Coleman, dribble handoff. Nice.
Great pass inside, and Molly Coleman gives Upstate a 4-point lead.
Boy, that was great. Dribble handoff, and then she turned the corner and threw back to Coleman. That's big time.
Coaches love when their teams execute that well out of a timeout.
That was beautiful.
A chance now for A&T to get back into it. 3-pointer by Adderton misses. And now a chance for Upstate to slow things down. Upstate leading by 4, and they're going to head to the free throw line. Smiles all around from this Spartan squad, but Becky Burke quick to pull her team in and tell them this game is not over.
Yeah, no, and she's, she's talking about, exactly what A&T is going to need to do. And here's it. You see the handoff here, and then the throwback. That's really good basketball right there. So Harris comes back into the lineup, and A&T first needs to get the ball down. They don't need a 3 right now, but they need to score quickly and maybe draw a foul.
Upstate trailed by 5 at the half. The lead for A&T was as many as 8, unable to get it into double figures. And Upstate, they've been pesky. They've gotten themselves back into this game, now lead by 5 as Watson gets the first free throw to go.
And she's now got 21, make that 22. What a great second half Chella Watson has had.
Watson just 8 points at the break, now up to 22, 14 big points here. And one opportunity now for Darks as she gets to the cup and finishes. North Carolina A&T not out of this basketball game just yet.
No, that's what they need, and I just said they don't need a 3. They need to take it to the rim, and maybe you get fouled too. They got both. They got the bucket and the foul, and the clock stops. So she's got a chance to make this free throw, cut it to a 3-point game. They can set up their full court pressure.
Darks, though, misses, but an offensive rebound. Scramble for the basketball. The possession arrow.
Wow.
And they are going to give North Carolina A&T the timeout, and Becky Burke red hot. She was uncertain where possession was
Yeah,
called.
it's hard to call a timeout if you don't have the ball. We'll get a look at it here. There's the miss. Scott got the rebound. Now everybody on the floor. I love that. Do they have possession of the ball? She had it right there. So
an emphatic call by our official, and Terrell Robinson gets the timeout called. And now, Ralph, let's reset here. A&T with the basketball. A chance here now, down by 4, coming out of the timeout. Who's he going to?
Well, and he's got a lot of options. He can throw it into Harris, see if she can draw a foul, but you've also got Adderton and Blackstone, and so, they've done a nice job of bringing Jasmine up to the high post and then back screen and cutters to the block off that diagonal cut, but they got the ball out of bounds, so they've got a set here right now, and you've got Shannon Scott taking the ball out. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets it right back.
Harris, McNeil, Darks, and Adderton in. The starters on the floor. McNeil, that 3-pointer off the left side of the iron. Harris chases it down. A&T gets it back. Another 3-pointer. And that one goes down. A 1-point game. And Terrell Robinson gets the timeout called.
How about that? How about that 3? And boy, looked like they were in trouble, and then it ends up in Scott's hands. She buries the 3. Wow.
13 big points in the basketball game for Shannon Scott. None bigger than that three-pointer. We see it again right here. McNeil missed the first one. Great hustle by Harris.
Terrific hustle by Harris. It just got a finger on it. She ends up in the stands, has to run out of the bleachers to celebrate a little bit. Now 10 seconds to go, 1-point game. This is good stuff.
Upstate, their next foul would put North Carolina A&T in the bonus. 2 timeouts remaining for Becky Burke's squad. 65-64. And out of the timeout, you just want to get the basketball in, but knowing that you have a timeout in your back pocket certainly has to be good for Becky Burke's squad.
It does, and I'm sure that if she doesn't, her assistants better let the team know that they've got a timeout, and the officials are going to come over and take a look at the monitor, maybe to see where the ball should be out of bounds.
The only other thing that could be in question was that a 3 or not. Gets very tight in that corner. An official review here as the officials have made their way over to the monitor. Could also be looking about how much time is on the clock.
Well, and they usually do. When they're looking for one thing, they're always checking the time. And they said 3, it is a 3. I think, so you were right. They were looking at was that a legit 3 or not.
A 1-point basketball game, 65-64. Buckle up, this one fixing to be a good ending. 10.3 seconds remaining.
So now A&T, obvious full court pressure. You don't have to foul right away, but you do try and go for the steal, try and get a deflection. If you don't get it, then you do have to foul. But Coach Burke wanted to see their lineup. Now they go back to their scouting report to see when in a press breaker like this, what offense do they run, and so she's dialing something up right here, right now.
Important to mention that this Upstate staff, while very young, certainly they've played in some big games. I think of Becky Burke and Candace Wheeler playing in that 2008-9 NCAA championship game at Louisville. Nicole Ambrose was a student manager at that time. And then Drew Landers, his father, a legendary coach at Georgia. So certainly a lot of knowledge on that Upstate bench.
Yeah, sure is. And it's a good thing that they have that knowledge, because this is a huge game and really a confidence builder for both. And here now they got the ball. They moved the ball up to right in front of the bench. Now they got to take care of business.
Great timeout by Becky Burke to advance that one into the front court. They get it in bounds, and that's who you want to put the ball in the hands of, Rachel Rose. An opportunity to head to the free throw line for a couple of easy ones.
And how important is it, and you don't see this very much, at crunch time with a 1-point lead, you set up a sideline out of bounds play to get the ball to a freshman to go down there and make some free throws.
Rose misses the first one, perhaps critical.
Not perhaps, that's critical. She needs to make this one. Plenty of time left for A&T.
Rose misses them both, but that one going to go off the hands of Dorsey. Upstate maintains possession.
So now A&T has no choice but to go for the steal, get a deflection, but then foul right away if you don't get it.
Watson retrieves in the corner. She'll be fouled. An opportunity here for Watson to give her team a little bit more breathing room. Chella Watson, 22 points today, her season high of 30. Just the 3rd time this year, though, that Watson's gone over the 20-point mark.
And boy, they've needed every single one of them, and now she needs to make these. And in fact, they've caught a break because it really hurt that Rachel Rose missed those 2 free throws. Now they get it right back, and if you're an Upstate fan, hopefully Chella can step up there and hit 2 and make it a 3-point game.
Watson knocks down the first 15 of her 23 points coming in the second half. She's given Upstate a 2-point lead, trying to make it 3 here on free throw number 2.
So obviously if she gets this one, then they need a 3. So they do. They will need a 3 with just 6 seconds to go.
No timeouts for North Carolina A&T. McNeil with the basketball, 3-pointer on the way. It hits the net but doesn't go down. Upstate survives. They pick up win number 10 in a gutsy performance here today, Ralph.
And this didn't seem like an early January conference game. It felt like a playoff game. Really good game. I like both teams.
USC